Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Galactic challenge video. It's Friday and you know what that means? That's right, a brand new Hutt Cartel challenge. Now this one seemed daunting at first, but once you look at the mechanics that are at our disposal through the modifiers as well as some of the abilities on our Hutt Cartel team, actually becomes quite easy and straightforward, which I'll show you obviously in my video. So as always, I'll cover the modifiers, the feats, show you the battles. So I'll do Hutt Cartel and then 3 different teams that can get the stealth field done quite easily without obviously using Galactic Legend, as always in my fashion. But otherwise, let's just get started with the modifiers here. Remnant of Power. Now this modifier normally I would go but today actually it's quite useful because Jawas, they're constantly covering protection and the battles take quite a long time to go through, and eventually this extra offense that you are getting from each stack of Remnant of Power, especially on your Boba, will really help you in the end to finish off those couple of last remaining Jawas. So this time, very good modifier here for our team. Hutt Cartel, you probably know by now what it does. It allows you to cheese most of these challenges just because as long as your leader has any protection on him, the rest of the guys can't be defeated, and whenever any thermal detonator explode, we are getting protection up on everybody, which is pretty cool, adding more survivability. Now the modifier from Jawas is quite an annoying one. So Jawas, they gain 100% extra protection, so they have lots of protection, and whenever a thermal detonator deals damage, Jawa allies will recover all protection and gain 5% speed to a maximum of 100%. Now, this isn't just their thermal detonators, this also when your own thermal detonators you apply on Jawas explode, they'll be recovering protection. So it's not something you would maybe think initially, but it's when thermal detonators deal damage on anybody, enemies or allies. That's obviously healing immunity with Boba will be the key here. And also, the stacking speed, they'll be very fast, so they'll be taking a lot of turns as the battle progresses. And on top of that, whenever debuffed enemy deals damage to Jawa, they get thermal detonator on everybody applied on top of scavenger thermal detonators. So thermal detonators will stack quite quickly, but because of the Hutt Cartel modifier, shouldn't be too much of a problem. In terms of the feats, obviously have to win with a full team of Hutt Cartel units. You have to attempt to apply thermal detonators at least 40 times. Hutt Cartel has got plenty of thermal detonators thanks to Leia, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And finally, gain stealth 10 times. Again, many ways to do this. I'll just show you 3 different teams that I was able to get done quite easily. Alright, so let's start off now with the Hutt Cartel battle. As always, I'll be going with a trusty Cad Bane lead because his contract is easy to trigger. And remember, the leader has to have protection on them so that the rest Hutt Cartel can't be defeated. So what I did was here, I modded my Cad Bane for max protection, minimum health, because remember, thermal detonators deal damage based on character's health. So you definitely don't want to have a lot of health because thermal detonators will be doing more damage to Cad Bane. So that's why I did the defense sets on him with all protection primaries, just to jack up his protection, so hopefully he can survive. Now, apart from his leadership, as well, Cad Bane is a key unit here because this ability not only stuns and removes their meter, but if the target was debuffed, it will remove 25% of their max protection stacking. And what that means that eventually you will be able to remove from Jawas all of their protection, so that protection recovery they're getting from their modifier will be a non-factor. And you will see this in example, especially with Nebit. He's very durable. You will definitely want to keep hitting him with Stun Glove to reduce his max protection. So Cad Bane's ability Stun Glove is absolutely crucial in this today's challenge. Another crucial thing is Boba. You want to make him as fast as you can, so hopefully he can go first. Get those ability blocks out, especially in Jawa Engineer. You don't want Jawa Engineer to boost their meter to his allies and then they get their plays going. Now here Boba's execute, as many times we do use it for healing immunity, so this will stop protection and health recovery in Jawas, but because Jawas will be so quick, they will quickly shake it off. But in beginning, when they don't have yet this stacking speed yet, we should be able to land healing immunity on scavenger and quickly take him out, and then the rest of the battle will become much easier. Leia, another key unit here as always, mod her for speed and potency, and you most likely will need Zeta on her fearless ability as in the previous challenges, because she will be then assisting whenever you target anybody with deadly bluff on them. But deadly bluff only lasts for 3 turns, so after 3 turns you will really slow down the amount of thermal detonators you apply, so you really want to take use of this initial couple of turns to get rid of Scavenger and possibly Jawa as well. Moving on, we got Chrysanthemum as always. He's taunting here, again modded him kind of for speed, potency. Now his basic is kind of useful now. It can land shock, but a very small chance to land a shock, so it's not as reliable, but shock is nice. It will stop turn meter gains, so for example if Java Engineer tries to boost turn meter to the team, whoever's got shock on them won't benefit from turn meter gains. On top of it all, it acts as a buff immunity. So for example, Scavenger can't go into stealth, Nebit won't be able to gain taunt, and also it acts as a kind of a healing immunity. They won't be able to recover health, but they will be able to recover protection with shock on them, so just something to bear in mind. I'm finally using Greedo. I know some people like to use Lando in the 5th slot. Usually I prefer to use Greedo more, I think, just because of his threaten ability is really cool. It stuns, removes turn meter and removes buffs, so you can kind of get around the taunt and as well push turn meter back, because these Jawas are very fast, so you can keep healing immunity longer. Okay, let's hop in the battle now and let me show how this one goes. I'm just gonna go after Scavenger here. Get a few thermal detonators, land ability block, especially on Java Engineer, so he doesn't boost their meter to the team. Let's go ahead now, stun Scavenger, making sure he doesn't get a turn, he doesn't get to do a whole lot. And then we just keep targeting Scavenger, get a few thermal detonators on him. Now we should go ahead and land healing immunity on him. And at this point, you know, he's got probably enough thermal detonators to die, so I just decided to go after Java next, see if I can also finish off Java in these initial turns while he has deadly bluff on him, so we get lots of thermal detonators stacking. So I just decided to keep going after Java. There we go, keep stacking thermal detonators on him. Leia does her AoE and Scavenger is down. Now I'm going all out on Java while I can, so if I do manage to land healing immunity on Java, I will be able to take him down as well right here at the beginning, whilst he still has deadly bluff on him, so we can stack more thermal detonator with Leia's assists. Unfortunately got ability block on Boba, so I'll have to wait for another turn to try and land healing immunity. Let's go ahead, stun, push back turn meter on Java just to make sure he doesn't get a turn. Come on Boba, I need you here buddy, with your healing immunity. Let's try and land healing immunity, and unfortunately here healing immunity didn't land. If it would, then Java here would die from these thermal explosions now from Leia. So if you do get better RNG than I did, by this point you will have defeated Scavenger and the OG Java. But because Java is alive, I just kind of keep going at him. Again, there we go, landed healing immunity on him, trying to finish him off before they shake off healing immunity. But anyway, this time he didn't, so just rinse and repeat. As you can see, surviving is not an issue. There we go, again, landing healing immunity on Java, using stun glove, obviously from Bane, to reduce his max protection. And I'll just go ahead, try to get him down. As you can see, we're not stacking as many thermal detonators anymore without deadly bluff on the enemies. But here we go, Java, come on. Let's see if thermal detonator should be enough when they explode. There we go, we got Java out as well. At this point, you know, in good shape. Probably you'll kind of keep getting stuck behind Nebits. I tried to go after Java Engineer, but at this point I just realized I might have to go after Nebit first. I was trying to get through. Now luckily, obviously, that whenever we have stun glove, just target their Nebit, so you reduce his protection and eventually you will get him down. Again, keep trying to go after Java Engineer so he stops boosting turn meter to the team, stops healing them up as well. But obviously he's going to stealth, Nebit constantly there, and at this point I'm like, come on, there we go. But as you can see, eventually you do start making through their protection a lot faster just because of the glove there from Bane, so it keeps removing max protection from them, so they get to go down very fast. And remember, shock will prevent recovering health, so once they have low protection, you know, that shock will help you as well on top of the healing immunity, so that they stop healing. There we go, landing healing immunity on Java Engineer. He still got healing immunity. Somebody come on, finish him off. Come on. There we go. Let's throw an AoE here. Get some thermal detonators going. There we go. Finished off Jawa Engineer. Now I will have to go after Nebit. But because of the stun glove there from Cad Bane, eventually, as you will see, Nebit will run out of max protection, so he will have only health, and at that point they won't be able to really recover any protection at all from their modifier. Okay, got him almost down. There we go, almost got him. Come on. There we go. He recovered now protection, but at this point, as you can see, he lost all the max protection, Chief Nebit. So eventually you will get to a point where Jawas simply don't have protection on them anymore. So don't get too discouraged if it takes too long, the battle takes too long. Just keep going. As long as you can keep some protection on your Cad Bane there, you should be good to go. And as you can see in the end, their Boba did 60k on his basic, so definitely that stacking offense there really helps you out from the modifier. All right, so the fun part out of the way. Let's get some to the easy things like gaining stealth. If you do have bad batch, they should be probably an easy picking here, because obviously we do start off here with healing immunity, so these guys can't recover health, they can't gain bonus meter. Then we follow up that with a stun. We're gaining stealth now. We get tenacity up as well, because all those thermal detonators from Scavenger and Jawa modifier can actually be resisted. So as long as you got tenacity up on your guys, you should be good to go. So now at this point, you just need to finish them off, do an AoE to gain stealth again on your guys. So at this point, you just have to rush here, get all the Jawas down before those thermal detonators start applying, because eventually, as you can see, that tenacity up drops off after a couple of turns. So eventually, you will get through them. There we go. One hit, one more, just basic there. Should do maybe one more basic. There we go. And that's how you can quite easily, if you do have bad batch, get the stealth feat done without, trying to do it in multiple attempts. Now, if you don't have bad batch, it's still a relatively new team. A couple of more options here for you. You've got Darth Maul, lead with a bunch of Sith. Definitely won't have Malak in there, because Malak doesn't care about those thermal detonators. And then also Traya, when she isolated, will stop protection recovery as well, so you'll be able to get them down quickly. But anyway, let's just get some fear going. Same thing, let's go after Scavenger first. Increasing cooldowns, as you can see, those thermal detonators will start stacking. Let's go ahead and there isolate Nebit so he doesn't taunt. Keep going, and because of Maul's lead, whenever we evade, we'll be gaining stealth. So that's how you can quickly gain stealth 10 times with your Sith. Also Treya Saber there can land healing immunity as well, on top of Malak's basic once he does get 3 stacks of Dark Infusion. And again, this will help a little bit control their protection recovery. As soon as the Annihilate was up, I just decided to take Nebit out because he's the tankiest, the beefiest. So just get rid of him so you don't have to worry about it too much. And I'm going after Scavenger next, just speeding up the footage. It'll take a while. Eventually, as you can see, Malak starts draining. We got as well the Treya. Whenever we isolate, it looks like they don't really recover protection when isolated, at least from my observation. Maybe just because that acts, outside of their turn. When they're isolated, they can't gain positive effects. So I'm assuming that's why they can't recover protection. But anyway, going after Scavenger, Engineer now next. As you can see, drain him. At this point, you can just probably hit auto. They'll be isolated, healing immunity on them. And then Malak just keeps draining once they're out of protection. So there you go, another way here to gain stealth. And finally, you can also get this done with Padme. I'm bringing Yoda here. I modded him to be at 326 speed, so he goes first. He can put tenacity up on the team, and also once we have protection up, we will be resisting as well those debuffs. So with Padme here and Yoda, it's very easy to actually start resisting all those thermal detonators. And then I'm going to go ahead get C3PO in stealth. Then I do smoke screen, so this is stealth 10 times. So the goal here is, stealth 5 times. So the goal here is to get smoke screen twice and oh my goodness twice, and that will be your stealth feat done. So just kind of don't get too heavy on the courage here, just kind of doing basics here with Padme. I don't want to stack too much courage. I'm trying to stall the battle as long as I can. The reason why I brought in Mace, because he can swap turn meter with somebody like 3PO, then 3PO uses his basic, reducing cooldown, so then you can get quickly back to the your second smoke screen on your R2. which will then allow you to obviously to complete this stealth feat quite easily. Again, just kind of using basics. I don't want to stack up that courage because I will defeat these guys too quickly. Let's go ahead and get that tenacity up going again. So again, we're resisting. There we go. Second Jawa down, just kind of, you know, taking my time. There we go. I got, oh my goodness, for the second time. And this should be now good to go. I already used smoke screen twice, so now I just have to finish off these guys. And that would as well now complete your stealth feat quickly and easily with Padme. So there you go, guys. That's all the battles I wanted to show you today. Hopefully it's useful and helpful, showing you, how I got max rewards yet again today with my Hutt Cartel, and then, 3 different ways that, can easily get stealth down. Whatever you've got in your roster, really. If you do have Galactic Legends, by all means, do use them. I just like to not use them if I can. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.